Well, lords and ladies, Private Yorkie here, back from the front. It's crazy out there. Gonna get crazy in here too, probably, because we're heading back, if I choose the right one, that's the personal one, to Galarian for my Pathfinder Wrath of the Righteous, where I'm laying down the law, because I'm going to be an Aeon, and that's lawful. We just finished off the Great Garrison. Beat back Minago. No, I said beat off Minago, that wouldn't sound right, would it? No, let's not say that. Got our first Mythic ranks. And now, time to go. Let's get rid of that stuff.
No time for idling.
You will put it down, isn't it? So get rid of it.
Make way. Warrior Queen coming through with a round for the heroes. Whoa, the heart is packed. And you considered nixing this little shindig, Beth?
I did consider it, and I am still considering it. It hasn't even been a week since the last demon was booted out of Canabris. And we really should be in a period of mourning for all the city's fallen. But the people deserve to celebrate. And he deserves to be honored for saving the city and possibly all of Mendhov.
I just got done clearing the last demons out of the Grey Garrison. It said 8 hours has passed. What are you talking about? It hasn't been a week. Of course it hasn't been 8 bloody hours. That was one hell of a fight.
One hell of a fight calls for one hell of a party.
According to the Watch reports, there has been no demon activity whatsoever outside Canabris. I get the feeling the fiends are as shocked by what happened as we are. What happened in the garrison, what you did, it was a miracle. I truly believe that the gods remembered us and decided to intervene.
Off we go.
Beth, come on, you agreed. No serious business today.
Something intervened anyway.
All right, I'm done. No more. Who would have thought we'd be celebrating a successful attack on the Grey Garrison, our own fortress, and that we'd blow the roof off the place?
It's simply unforgivable.
Comes a cheer of someone sitting at the far corner of the table.
While we're on the topic of the roof, there's already a rumor going around that you have been blessed by Iomade herself. And it was her power granted to you that destroyed the garrison's walls and roof. And it turns out the people want a little piece of that blessing for themselves.
Really?
The townsfolk are gathering chunks of the garrison's rubble as souvenirs and talismans. And I'm sure they'll hit the black market soon enough. Oh, yeah. Here, read on this for me. For good luck.
Alright, we kind of need all the luck we can get right now.
Nice. I'll put it on display at home. Or maybe I'll make a hole in it and wear it as a pendant.
Nevi! What are you on about now?
What do you mean? Do you see many people at this table who have been personally blessed by Iomade herself?
Well, a couple perhaps.
Iomade's blessings are not conveyed through stones, and as public officials, we really shouldn't.
And Beth looks to the end of the table where the voice originated, and her eyes widen as the words trail off.
I feel a little chastened after what you said about public officials. But I myself have acquired a few pieces of stone and also wish to ask our hero to breathe on them for good luck. So, what now? Are you going to toss me out of this fine establishment?
The woman dressed in unshowy finery raises her eyebrows.
Your Majesty.
Yes, it is I. I made the journey here to deduct the cost of repairing the garrison roof from your salary. I've not been introduced. Galfrey of Mendev.
It's an honour, Your Majesty. Big boss lady. Not sure what I think of her, but she's a big boss lady.
And for me also. So, this is what he looks like. The one all Mendev is talking about. News of your deeds reached me even before my messengers could.
Your Majesty, we were just... I'll have them arrange.
Calm yourself, Commander. I'm deliberately came here without any fanfare because I did not wish to draw attention away from our honored hero here. My personal guard and the force I brought with me are standing watch outside the city. I ordered all your sentries to stand down. They also deserve a break. Every person who tirelessly fought to save Canabris will enjoy themselves today. And my reinforcements will ensure peace and order.
Yeah, well, we need to get some rest, folks. We've got stuff to do later.
Because grand new deeds
That's
lie
right.
ahead. Yes?
Your Majesty, my dear cousin.
Count, I admit I was surprised to learn that you valiantly joined the ranks of the city's defenders. Pleasantly surprised.
I live to please you, my queen. My first thought when Daskari cruelly robbed us of noble Tarantalev and half of Canabris' crusaders in one fell swoop was of you, my queen, and of how these events would weigh heavily on you. No one could have foreseen the demon attack, and we have so successfully held the defense here for 4 heroic crusades.
I'm going to drown him in the nearest well this very night.
I value your dedication and your eloquence. I hope you will continue to aid our soldiers.
Not a chance. You know that I am not made for the front lines.
Oh, you are, Darren.
Excellent bash, but alas, I
You enjoyed
must
it.
go. Important matters to be getting on with. A new shipment of wine from Keonin and 3 beautiful creatures of the same provenance. But I will most assuredly come to say my farewells before your army departs on its campaign, which, wherever it may lead you, will undoubtedly be crowned with victory.
You bet it will.
I shall hold you to that, Count. And now allow me to devote some time to the hero of the evening. I did not come here solely to give you this chance to celebrate, but all serious discussions and official announcements can wait until tomorrow. I have big plans for all of you. Especially for you. But I want to keep you in suspense for a little while longer, so I shan't say another word. Let us mark this victory. My first toast is to you, the hero of Canabris. Now, what are we drinking?
What we're drinking, Your Majesty, should be some sleep. We've got jobs to do.
The fires of Canabris have died down. Now the army's path leads to the walls of Drezen, a fallen citadel that the Crusaders have been trying in vain to reclaim for 70 years. The new piece on the board might give their efforts some added momentum.
You bet it will. Is that him next to the best hero of Canabres? The Queen is coming, the Queen!
Rise, warriors. Today is a day of sorrow and pride. Sorrow because we weep for our brothers and sisters who perished in Canabris. Pride because despite demonic treachery, our heroes repelled the attack and saved the city. I, Queen Golfrey of Mendev, declare this day the first day of the 5th Crusade. And I am glad to introduce the one who will lead the attack on the forces of the Abyss. The hero of Canabris, Knight Commander of the 5th Crusade. Your leader from now unto victory or death.
Look for the Queen, alright, Selena, Commander!
To rest. Everyone is dismissed.
Oh, the Queen dismissed. Everyone return to your orders camps.
There. The troop review is finished. I'll give you some time to look around the camp, and then I shall expect your presence at headquarters.
Commander, please allow me to join you while you inspect our encampment. The fight for Canabris is over. The hero has received the honours he deserved. Now he is the... Okay. Let me just have a look at these. Got to visit Chili Creek. Make it to Drezen. Examine the campsite of the Eagle Watch. Location recruits from Rosian. Campsite of Canabri's Knights. Talk to the armored quartermaster. Find something once that belongs to Terendelev. Visit Nameless Ruiz with Nino. League of the Inspiring Camp. Visit the abandoned Hound Hearts camp. Wipe out a band of cultists. Band of cultists participating in the attack on Canabras is retreating in the direction of Drezen. First task of Command's army is to capture and eliminate them. Find a lost relic of the Crusaders. From the Chronicles, one of the Crusaders' relics was lost in the lands of the Command's army is about to pass through. The power of this artifact will be useful on the march to Drezen. Find some storyteller notes and give her a better scabbard. Well, let's start with the storyteller because we got some notes here. The old elf smiles when he hears your footsteps. Allow me to congratulate you on your victory and on acquiring mystical powers capable of casting down the strongest of demons. Can you check the items I'm carrying? I've got something I want you to look at. The storyteller fiddles with a fragment of gold buckle. Another thing created long ago by divine will. But the power that gave birth to it is lost in the darkness. However, the relic still lives on, though it has changed. I wonder what its secret is hiding. Would you like to know? Bring me 5 vials of magic essence, and I will revive this object, and with it, its story. Here's the vials. Restore it for me. The elf cautiously uncorks the vials and begins to work his enchantments. The essence evaporates, turning into light that streams onto the buckle. The light sickens, becoming gold. Covenant of the Inheritor. This is the name of the relic. The buckle once adorned the belt of a glorious knight from Mendev. It's the embodiment of a promise made to a young girl by a powerful deity. I bet it's queens in it, but we're keeping it. A promise made that has changed much in the world. When you touch the restored relic, a strange vision comes to you. It's as if you can see the events that happened to it in the past. A burning sensation spreads across his chest from the very spot where your mysterious wound sometimes opens. What is this? The influence of the storyteller's spells or something else? I had a vision. The old elf frowns. How strange. You are a remarkable mortal. Nobody has shared my visions before. What do you think caused it? Perhaps these things have something to do with your destiny, or the fate of someone related to you. I do not have an answer, only advice. Seek out such relics, look for what links them all, and you will know the truth. Right, now I got the page you're looking for. The storyteller carefully takes the page from your hands. His fingers touch the ancient letters gently, examining them lightly. Following their lines, I see myself, young, energetic, able to see. Oh God, have I found the key to my past? Finally, I'll be able to find out what my own mind has been hiding from me. The elf's expression becomes withdrawn. The wrinkles on his face soften. Thank you, Yorkie. And please, follow me to my story. Let's embark on this journey together. Storyteller inhales sharply a few times and begins his story. They are leaving. The people of Keonin faced the coming Earthfall and admitted that they were incapable of handling this disaster. Proud rulers, artful crafters, brave warriors, wise mages, and skilled healers. All of them hurried to get to the gate of Severian, looking around fearfully. Clean, safe world is waiting for them there. My people decided not to fight for Galarian. I am ashamed. I am sorry for them. Their hearts wavered in the face of the catastrophe. My will is strong. I am staying. My kinfolk are looking at me angrily. How dare I diminish their decision with my recklessness? My choice makes them cowards, traitors to their own home. One of them, my former mentor, looks at me bitterly. He hands me a neat notebook with the tree-bark cover. In case you change your mind. With a heavy sigh, he turns to the line of those departing. Forgive me, brothers and sisters. I want to get to the Severian stone claws, separating me from them. It's time for me to go too. I open my master's notebook. These are his notes about travelling between worlds. In case you change your mind. He hopes the burden I shouldered voluntarily will be too much. I will lose heart and find my way to Severian. That will never happen. My mouth set stubbornly, I tear my master's notebook into pieces. I use my false pride as a shield against my fear of what is to come. Why did the elves decide to flee, not fight? The storyteller's lips pursed with disdain. They are afraid to lose what they have. They were rulers, long-lived and powerful. They valued their lives and sunshine too much to enter the fight with the aftermath of Earthfall. Your mentor was a mage. That must mean you are too, right? Yes, I'm an archmage, and this title is well deserved. I have acquired delicate knowledge and succeeded in many areas of magic, but curiosity has always pushed me towards new knowledge since the first day of my apprenticeship. What is this Avenian stone you mentioned? A magnificent crystal bent into an arch by a mighty hand of an ancient divine creator. A great gate to other worlds. It breathes power. It dreams of eternity. So why are you angry at your fellow elves? I mean, they're just trying to escape a disaster. I spent many hundreds of years in Kyonin. I have always admired the way my kinfolk cared for the forest that was our home. The rest of the world seemed to mean nothing to them. But I love Galarian. All its places, all the forms it manifests in. I travelled widely and then came home and told my kinfolk about my travels, but they weren't interested. They only cared about Kyonin. Oh, hypernaturalists then got you. Their lack of desire to hear about the wider world makes me sad and angry. So what happened next? Earthfall happened that night. I am standing at the top of my tower many miles to the north of Kyonin, and I see a blaze far to the south. I hear a horrendous rumble. The air is groaning, giving way to a huge rock rushing down on my world. And then a blow. Vibration that penetrates everything. Reaches down into the bowels of Galarian and up to the vaults of the sky. Grunting bones. Blood from burst blood vessels. Filling my eyes with darkness. Drowning in timelessness along with the countless denizens of Galarian. Never before have been so united in our feelings. When I come round, the darkness remains. My first terrible thought, I'm blind, but no. Little by little I begin to see the stone wall. I'm alive. Why is it so dark? The answer is quick. The smell of ash everywhere. The great burnt sacrifice filled the air with incinerated particles of what was recently the continent of Aslan. Great clouds of ash covered the sky, cutting us off from the sun and the moon, dooming us to dusk at day and complete darkness at night. My heart sinks with fear. Treacherous thoughts fill my mind. Why did I stay? Why didn't I run like everyone else when I had the chance? I clench my teeth and stand up to watch Earthfall. Proudly, like the last dark mage of Kyonin should. Will my world really perish like this? Will I perish? No, that will never happen. I am still alive and I can fight Earthfall and the darkness. Not run from it in a blind panic like my kinfolk and my cowardly teacher. What can I do? I will not stop the disaster. I will hardly be able to save empires from their destruction. What can I do? I am but one archmage, powerful and weak at the same time. What is this Earthfall? A disaster of untold proportions. An unborn planet dropped on Galarian by blind fate or someone's evil will. A blow so strong that the continent of Aslan is destroyed within moments, turned to ashes, wiped off the face of Galarian. In its burnt sacrifice, clouds of ash and dust are born, stealing at our sun. Without the warmth of our star, the air cools, the soil is barren, dark creatures crawl out of their lairs to rule. And the most frightening thing, without the sun, all hope dies in the heart. This is the age of darkness. What was the tower you mentioned? It's my retreat to the north of Kyonin. My home away from home, my observatory. From its top I watch the stars, and when they were correctly aligned, other worlds as well. Here in the northern wastelands, I found the highest mountain. I built a tower on top of it. On clear days, I could see the mist over the lake of mists and veils in the east. That's how high I was. Yeah, it sounds like you were kind of high. What are you going to do next? I don't know. I need to think. My opponent Earthfall is much stronger than me. Without noticing, the storyteller raised his voice to us out. It is merciless. It does not simply destroy life. It kills an era, ending the greatness of Galarian civilizations. They will sink into oblivion, be forgotten as if they never existed. I need to think. The elf suddenly winces and is silent for a few moments, as he calms his heavy breathing. Forgive me, I shouldn't have raised my voice. This story was much harder than many before it, most likely because I played the main role in it. It's so strange to see myself feel the emotions tearing me up inside. Those that I felt a long time ago, and not remember them. It's like I split, became both the storyteller and main character. Too bad the story ended at that moment. Please, if you find other pages covered in ancient Elba writing on your travels, bring them to me. I may be able to shed some light on my past. We'll find out how my story ended. Well, he's still going, so he hasn't, has he? And perhaps even why I forgot. We've told about Earthfall, so we don't really need to go through that again. Thank you for your stories. Thank you for helping me to remember them. We've been through that, so never mind. Have you decided to join the Crusade? I have decided not to, I'm afraid. My path and the path of the Crusade lead in the same direction, but alas, they are not yet one and the same. After the demons were driven away from Canabres, the path into the world room became open, if only temporarily. I'm planning on using this opportunity to visit... The elf falls silent. It doesn't matter now. I'd hate to bore you with the details of my venture, which may prove useless even for myself. However, I'll try to return to the Crusaders and aid them in their confrontation with the demons after I'm done. I hope to meet you again in this world rather than the next. I went. Wish you good on your adventures. Right. Now we got to go and visit the different camps, haven't we? These are the Knights of Canabres, all that's left of the orders that were billeted in the city. Do we have anything we can pick up? Yes. These are fighters from here that Majesty brought from the capital. Okay, that's all good. A group of soldiers talked loudly, laughing joyfully, passing around a flask. So picture this, my sword is by the fire, there's 2 goblins about to snatch it, and 3 more are digging through my tent. And I'm sat in the bushes wearing just my mail shirt, wondering what the blast to do. An old mercenary taught me about the mail shirt. You can't sleep in armour, but it's not so bad in mail. Once you get used to it. Too bad no one told me not to go into the bushes without my sword. What did you do? What did I do? I barked like crazy. Goblins are afraid of dogs, you know. So they all went wild and started running around. I spot my sword and they spot me. So I jump over to the fire, wearing nothing but my mail shirt. I grab my sword and yell in my big tough voice, "Oh, Inheritor, grant me the power to crush these filthy creatures." My sword shining, the goblins are screaming. I jump to attack them and they fight back. But I fought them off somehow. But ever since then, I never take a step without my weapon. Healer takes a sip from the flask. That's some stories, says the recruit. Hey, stop gulping, leave some for us. We've only just set off and you're already drinking, and with a queen in the camp, stop this at once. The knights quickly snap to attention. Sealer raises a flask and says loudly, "Right you are, Commander Turbade. We are but drinking to the Queen's health." Sealer, come on, show some discipline. Sealer becomes serious and put the flask away. "My apologies, Commander." "That's better, you're a paladin in an army, not a mercenary on a raiding party. Make sure you act like it. You don't have to keep giving her a hard time, we sorted it out. Relax." What's that? Anonymous pamphlet. I spit on the streets of Canabres. I spit on its granite walls. The mum's not very happy. I'll take that. And got lots of junk. I'll definitely take that. That's max dexterity, isn't it? What did the storyteller make for us? Oh, we've got heads. We've got 5 heads. Let's drop those. That. The Covenant of the Inheritor. It's symbol of Iomedae. when placed on the belt, emits a holy aura. All party members in a 30-foot area get +2 bonus caster level checks made to overcome spell resistance. Their weapons become good aligned and count as if they were made of solid of cold iron. I want that to be someone up front, I think. I'm going to give that to you. You don't need to have that. Something here. Oh, it's Grandma Gretlin, the director. A well-dressed old dwarf was lecturing a motley company, shaking a ladle at them belligerently. Noticing you, she flings up her hand. Good day, you Commander Nurse. Do you remember us? We're the crew from the next door theatre company. The one you saved in Canabres. I saved the world from you, though. Back when you weren't your Commander Nurse yet. As you can see, we've come on the campaign with you. We signed up to clean pots and mend the soldiers' clothes. Well, that's good. Good. Keeping up a theatre is expensive, so we all have to take side jobs. But we don't stop what we're doing. We're going to put on a play about your legendary feats. Okay? Of course, crowd scenes are difficult. We can't find the people to play the hordes of demons. And we decided against using a ritual summon real demons. That's a good decision. Luckily, we have Master Kem. He's invented a way to solve this problem using sound. We caught a pig and some piglets who ran away from a burned-out village. The glum and husky half-orc mumbled softly. We put the piglets in a box and scare them a little, and the sound they make is just like an approaching demon. Okay. But the important question is, of course, choosing the lead actor who will play the Great Knight Commander. We had right Barney over it. Breaking a number of lances as well as a shovel, a rolling pin and a set of back scratches. We just couldn't decide no matter what. Maybe you can help us. We have 2 candidates that are more suitable to the role. One will have the honour of conveying your heroism on the stage, Commander. A Cyclops actor? He's completely tame, believe me. He has a few issues with articulation, but what a powerful physique. We'll make him a nice costume, watch him brush his hair. Truth be told, in our show, you mainly just make short heroic explanations at the fateful moments. Like Onward and We'll Never Give Up, or My Heart Burns with Courage. My heart burns with bad food. Lamkin can definitely handle the script. Is this sweet half-elf's candidate? Of course, Lily is most impressed with you and wants the role very, very, very much. Differences in appearance don't matter. She's a wonderful dancer. Which will allow us to introduce elements of ballet into the play. Oh, well then I've made my decision. I want Lily the dancer. Wonderful, so we took you away from important things heroes and commanders do. We're off to rehearsal. I mean, first we'll watch some ports, then we're off to rehearsal. Let's go, you lazy lumps. Don't embarrass old grandma now. Hang on, we've got this one down here. All of this will be sold. Pretty much. But the money's going to do me a lot more good than having all this nonsense hanging around camp. These are the fighters of the Eagle Watts. I personally chose everyone that's standing here. Good for you. Are they any good? Have we got more stuff? and out we go. And then we've got more stuff over here, probably. Got to go to our own tent anyway, so we'll get all this stuff first. No, these are just altars by the look of it. No, for me. But this door might be useful. Oh, it's massively. Have a quick look at the books. Oh, copy that. Now we got to talk to this guy. The burly soldier with an impressive beard greets you with a broad smile. Wilson Gams, the camp quartermaster here at your service. May I be of help? Tell me about yourself, Wilson. The quartermaster looks away sheepishly. There isn't much to tell, really. I was born in Calabrese in a humble family. I got an education, taught myself to read and write. Got drafted into the army, spent 3 years as a shield bearer in the first line. I left after I did my time and joined the Stonemasons Guild. Then moved on to cheap rights and chose and rose to a crew chief. Sailed to Ayabaria twice and returned with goods. Made some money, built a house, but haven't started a family yet. I think I will after we're done with this war. Sounds like a plan, Wilson. But a few years ago, something started gnawing at me. I got this feeling like I needed to go home, that there was a storm heading for my native city. And when there's trouble in Mendev, there's only one thing to do. You go to the recruiter and sign up for the army, and so I did. At first they wanted to make me an infantry sergeant, but then they decided I'd be a better fit in the supply department. Well, you are a trader, so probably. I can take care of army property, and I'm pretty handy around a warehouse. Not to mention I know how to manage a band of helpers. And so that's how I became a quartermaster. Wilson gives you a shy smile and shrugs if this were a wholly unremarkable story. Typical of any crusader. What are your duties in the camp? A little bit of this, a little bit of that, a little bit of everything. What's an officer to a soldier? A strict father. But what does this make a quartermaster like myself? Something like their mum, that's what. I make sure the lads have everything they need to defeat the enemy and come back from the battle in one piece. Wilson starts ticking off on his fingers. That means food, firewood, medicine, tents, mended clothes, fixed weapons. The horse has got to be fed and watered. Camp's got to be fortified by evening and broken up in the morning. Make sure the wages are paid on time. The wagon wheels don't squeak. And then there are the reports. God, I'll tell you what, I never had any knowledge of just how many duties I actually had. What do you the soldiers think of their new commander? Well, they mostly tell tales about your unusual power. But they don't shy away from talking about you as a person too. Soldiers are always like that. If Iomade herself descended from heaven, you bet they'd jabber on about how she gripped her sword and how good she looks in her armour. Word is, when you were a little kid, your babysitter was an Ifrit, or maybe a Shaitan, or some other exotic lady from another plane, and that she taught you some tricks no priest at my age can do. Just tell me what you have. I'll sell junk. Rid of all of this. Might keep some of that because I'm still thinking of recruiting someone. Half plate of vigor. What are you wearing? Half plate plus one, that's not as good, is it? So can you wear that instead? Don't care about them, so get rid of them. Now, you are a dagger wielder. Take that dagger. Now it's time to go see to the Queen, isn't it?
Many roads to success.
The Queen greets you with a stare. She has dropped the pompous air which she used to announce the Fifth Crusade. The face of the rule of Mendev appears calm and thoughtful. She has made a move and now awaits her opponent's reply.
Commander, I'm satisfied with the troop review, but I do not expect they will be sufficient for the task. You will have to prove yourself a shrewd leader and hire the necessary troops with the provided funds. I have chosen a target for your campaign, and that target is Drezen,
Makes
our
sense.
lost outpost within the World Wound. The Sword of Valor was kept there, a banner that was once carried by Iomade herself. Our greatest relic was lost when the city fell. I should make one thing clear from the start. The Sword of Valor is no mere symbol, but a powerful weapon against demons. The holiness of the banner weakens them and robs them of one of their most dangerous abilities, teleportation.
Well, that's useful.
A forced march to Drezen awaits you. The Sword of Valor is kept somewhere within the Citadel. The demons probably think it's a hunting trophy. Its recovery is just as important as retaking the city itself. I hope the task is clear. I'm sending 2 specialists to help you, along with the soldiers. A historian, Nura
Why?
Delawa, and a cleric, Soziel Vainik.
The Queen nods to the human man and the young half-elf woman, half-thing woman, standing next to her.
One of the famous inquisitors of the Church of Iomade also wants to talk to you. The Honorable Leota, whom everyone calls Hawkblade.
I do not wish to keep you, Commander. The matter I must discuss with you is extremely important, but it is not directly related to the Crusade. You no doubt wish to meet your new comrades and speak with Her Majesty. Therefore, I shall leave you now, but I ask that you seek me out in the camp at your earliest convenience.
I'll do it, but I'm not happy with you lot.
Hi! Listen, it's amazing here. It's like I'm in a ballad. There's knights in shining armor, deadly dangers, glorious feats. We are going to show those demons! I'm so tired of sitting in a library reading books about history. It's time I took part in it!
What exactly do you think your bubbly butt's gonna do?
I'm glad to help our cause, Commander. If you have some time later, I'd like to speak with you further.
Alright. Extra cleric could be useful.
You'll have plenty of time to talk. You're the Knight Commander's people now, his trusted advisors and companions. Now then, would you please leave us? Irabeth, you can go too.
When we made to the Defender site, I never imagined he'd make the commander of the new crusade.
Some actions may be deemed bold, or even extreme. And beyond those, there are some you might call the Queen's last resort. I am not a simple monarch. I am at war with the Abyss, a war which has lasted over 100 years.
Yeah, you
I
ain't got
cannot
very
allow
far, have you?
myself the luxury of caution. In you, I see a chance, and I am willing to stake everything on it.
I mean, it sounds like there's been many crusades and some of them almost didn't fail.
However, you cannot blame me for putting you in charge of the crusade. I only formalized what had already happened in the hearts and minds of many. People spoke of the power that descended upon you and helped you save the Wardstones from corruption and total destruction. Word of this feat quickly spread far beyond the borders of Mendev. There was no other person who could better fit the role of Knight Commander of the Fifth Crusade.
I have some questions about my mission to retake Drezen.
Of course, I shall answer.
I don't need to ask that because I already know. What force are at my disposal?
Everyone we saw today at the parade. First among them, the Eagle Watch, who remain a powerful force thanks to Irabeth's resourcefulness. Also marching with you are several minor knightly orders, as the minor volunteer units like to be called. And finally, I have personally selected some recruits from Neurosian. They have little in the way of battle experience, but great determination and a thirst to prove themselves. I've always thought that an army benefits from at least one such unit.
If you say so.
These forces, as I said, are not enough for a march on Drezen. You will have to hire additional troops with the funds that have been provided to you. But for a brave commander, and I hope you are one, that is just the beginning. If you retake Drezen, recover the holy power of the Sword of Valor, and gain a foothold in the region, then new armies will join under your banner. The Fifth Crusade is only beginning. Many battles and victories lie ahead.
It's been decades and no one has managed to retake the city. Why do you think we're different? I've got some ideas, but what's your position, Queen?
We have a chance now that we haven't seen in decades. But it's more than that. You created this chance for us by foiling the demons' plans in Canabris. The army who attacked the city came straight from Drezen. Demon hordes from the Abyss are usually encamped there, but many of them perished on the streets of Canabris. We must attack swiftly, before they can restore their forces. When the city is free and the Sword of Valor appears before our soldiers, they won't be sending in any more reinforcements. Demons cannot teleport into an area protected by the banner of the goddess.
What about long-term goals? Do you know how to get rid of the whirlwind forever?
Now you are talking like a real knight commander. However, answering your question is not easy. To win this war, we must bar the demon's way. There are a few planar rifts leading to the Abyss across the territory we call the World Wound. The best specialists we could find have tried to close them on separate occasions, with no success, as you may have guessed.
Yeah, I've noticed that.
The World Wound is more than just a chain of portals to the Abyss. We do not understand its nature yet. The methods of rift closure known to magical science simply do not work here. However, we have a hypothesis, and a rather well-grounded one, that we must begin at the source of the problem, the place where the World Wound was opened. The main rift lies through the city of Iz and the Threshold Fortress, deep in the former lands of Socorus. We have never managed to fight our way so far and gain a foothold to allow the mages to explore the origins of the World Wound. So, the next step, after you succeed in Drezen, is an offensive push deeper into the World Wound, with the aim of reaching Threshold. The very threshold of the Abyss.
Right. Plan set. No more questions.
Wonderful.
Well, not about that anyway. Did you know about the souls of angels from heaven are confined in the Wardstone?
I had guessed as much. Many angels fought alongside us in the First Crusade. Heaven was unable to mobilize its full might to aid us, but individual celestials volunteered to fight for our cause. Then one day, they all vanished, saying that they were setting off on an important mission. Not long after, Iomede's herald erected the first wardstone in Canobris, and then the others in cities across Mendev. Even back then, I had nagging doubts, but my faith in Iomede easily assuaged them. It is for us to serve the goddess after all, not to question her works.
Not if I disagree with them.
In any case, I am glad you did not allow the demons to commit sacrilege and gain control over the wardstone in Canopris. We might have lost one of the wardstones, but the chain is still standing.
You should know I received an unusual gift in the cave beneath Canabris. In a vision, I saw the death of an angel called Lariel. Somehow he was able to grant me the ability to reveal the light of heaven.
Lariel. I knew him. He disappeared shortly before the World Wound grew, and Drezen fell into the enemy's hands. In the chaos, we had more important concerns than investigating the fate of a single angel. Even one so righteous and beloved as Lariel. And afterward, matters took a turn for the worse. The angels left us to go on their special mission. It is so strange to hear the names I used to hear when I was young, like getting a message from the past. It is sad news, but it brings me back to the times when we strongly believed in our victory, and we rushed headlong toward it without fear. Could it be that such times have come again?
Maybe. Let's do it more sensibly though, shall we? You failed before, didn't you? And what are you going to do, Queen Galfrey?
Overlooking a spot of insubordination just at the moment. However, I shall answer you. I shall prepare the defenses at Nerosian and all the other border cities and plan the future of the Fifth Crusade. Does that satisfy your curiosity, Knight Commander?
Does the Church for Amadei really spend so much effort prolonging your life, Queen? Just so you can watch the battle from the rear? He's a living banner of the Crusades, and your duty is in the front lines.
Long time since anyone tried to talk to me quite like that. Like an interrogator at a trial. I don't know if you realize what you're suggesting. If our enemies in the depths of the wound were to discover that I was with your army, they would immediately send their most vicious demons to attack. They would stop at nothing to be rid of me, and thereby sow chaos across Mendev. But you are right. I shouldn't be sitting it out in the rear. I am a warrior queen, and a queen of warriors. Yet my fighters have forgotten what I look like. Fine. I shall join the crusade, but on my own terms. First, I shall assemble my entourage and lead the parade out of the camp. I shall catch up with you later, along with a few hand-picked bodyguards. We'll change our armor, and I'll become a knight of a minor order and join the troops incognito. Until we approach Drezen, no one should know I am among you. But before we storm the city, I shall show myself to the troops and join the battle. Let it be a surprise for the demons. I hope you won't complain of my company on the road, Commander, since you were the one who insisted upon it. Do you have any other questions?
Of course, I'm not going to complain. You need to be with us. The task is clear.
Splendid. Ah, yes. We have one final matter to attend to. It should be rather enjoyable.
Oh.
Count,
Oh, hey, Judy.
There you are. You received my instruction?
I did, though I did not have time to read the thing before I was dragged before your majesty. In truth, I was readying myself to depart.
No matter. I trust you will forgive your sovereign for the rather brusque summons, especially when you learn what prompted it. As you are aware, he has recently been appointed my Knight Commander of the Fifth Crusade. I spent a long while pondering whom to appoint to the highly sensitive post of Commander's Field Attaché and Advisor Plenipotentiary without portfolio. Congratulations, Count.
As I see that, she's basically making him my loyal follower with no power that I don't give him.
It is a great honor, I suppose.
That's a great idea, actually.
I knew you would approve, Commander.
You'll cheer everyone up with your jokes.
I had my doubts about whether you were ready for such a responsibility, Count, but your conduct in Kenobris has put my mind at ease. So, you will travel with the troops to Drezen. Only the commander may remove you from your post. But I trust that you will dutifully fulfill his orders and make a good showing of yourself. Especially since word of your appointment, Count, will reach the court at any moment. All of Mendev's nobility will be following your successes in service to the nation, including all of your devoted admirers. I even heard that one bard with whom you are particularly friendly has already begun composing a ballad to honor your heroic participation in the crusade and your faithful service to the commander here.
Your largesse truly knows no bounds, dear cousin. I am most gratified by the honor you have shown me.
He's not.
Then let's get going. May Ayomade help us.
Anivia sweeps an inquisitive glance over you. So tell me straight, how'd that brawl at the Grey Garrison end? I heard the rumours, of course. That's kind of my job, you know, to listen. You've got no idea what cobblers the Crusades say about you. Some say that Ayomade came to you and appointed you her herald. Others say that you died and an honest-to-God's angel now is leading the army disguised as you. Still others say that it was just an explosion at an alchemist lab, and I'm the one spreading rumours about your powers. I wish. But you know, you really have changed in the Grey Garrison. It's hard to describe. It become kinda more stately, more dangerous. I have a good instinct about these things. If I didn't, I'd already be dead. You almost were. You're dangerous, Commander, and by death, and I hope you'll be dangerous to our enemies, not to us. Or to yourself. I gotta go. Right. First things first. Rebess. Get over here, aren't you? Commander, allow me to say something. Rebess looks even more serious than usual. Before you... This wasn't a war. It was agony drawn out over decades. No one believed in victory anymore. When the demons attacked the city, for some it was a relief. At least the end had come. They laid down their weapons and surrendered without a fight. I felt the same thing, but I somehow got through it on stubbornness and a vague hope. But if nobody found Anivia's body, you might, by some miracle, have survived. And that miracle was you. You returned my beloved to me, and when I'd almost lost all hope of seeing her again, then you went on a suicide mission to the Grey Garrison and won the city back for us. You turned a defeat into a victory. I know it wasn't easy, but you make everything seem so effortless. You do everything like that, she says, with a snap of her fingers. The Queen believes in your powers too, but for me, they're just more proof of what I felt that day when I saw Anivia alive and standing next to you. You're the miracle we've been waiting for. You're the one who will finally put an end to this terrible war. In spite of everything, deliver us the victory we so desperately need. With you, I'm sure this crusade will achieve what the others could not. I found this scabbard with your family name on it in the Grey Garrison. Arabesque looks down. This scabbard held a solemn hour, my family sword. My father once fought with it, and I took it when I left home to become a paladin. Alas, it was not stolen. I parted with my ale unwillingly to help someone dear to me. Anivia needed expensive healing, and having no other way to procure the money, I pawned my father's sword. I think he would have understood. I'm sure he would have given up everything to help the family. I hoped to redeem the solemn hour eventually, but there was never enough money, and soon the sword disappeared from the pawn shop altogether. I have no idea who took it. Seems like I'll have to part with my father's sword forever. I'm not going to say anything. Arabesque lovingly traces a name and prints on the silver of the scabbard's leather. My parents were loyal servants, yet it wasn't enough to earn them a title or a coat of arms. Still, however humble our name might be, it is worth something. I don't know if I'll ever see the solemn hour again, but at least I have its scabbard back. Thank you. We need reinforcements. Can you get us more soldiers? Our best round. When we began the march on Drezen, we chose speed over numbers. If I ordered more volunteers to be recruited, they simply won't arrive in time. We could pay majors to deliver the troops to our camp, except I doubt that our army's coffers could afford it. If you can spare 7,500 gold, I will see to our reinforcements. Well, there you go then. Here you have your orders. Consider it done. Time to go. You're done. Now. Next up. I'm not going to run long today because there's a lot of reading and it's messing my throat up. Leota Hawkblade, Commander, a tall man with piercing yellow-green eyes, gives you a brief nod. Let me personally congratulate you on your new title. And thank you for your time in advance. I am Leota Hawkblade. Of course. An Inquisitor of the Church of Armaday. Bringer of Light. Let me just have a bit of a cough here. I require your assistance in a certain delicate matter involving one of your companions, young Count Darren Arenday. What brings you here exactly? I ask you to assist the Count of the Church of Armaday in an investigation of the utmost importance. I understand that the leader of the Crusade has plenty of other matters to attend to, but please allow me to tell you the details. Perhaps it will explain why I'm calling on you. The Inquisitor's open face instantly reveals his feelings. He frowns and then looks through you as if lost in thought for a moment. I suppose that you've already heard about Count Arundel's story. I referred to tragedy at Evans Edge Estate. You're going to investigate that mess again, aren't you? Yes, I am. I have several reasons to doubt the widely shared account of what exactly happened at the estate, and how it happened. You see, Commander, I was among those sent to examine the estate after the incident. I saw everything with my own eyes, and I still remember it clearly, even though it feels like it happened a lifetime ago. Heaven's Edge was a unique place that still carried the spirit of old Mendev. Mendev before the world wound, and yet on that day it turned into a labyrinthine house of horrors, like something only seen in our nightmares. Apologies for the digression. I wanted to tell you about my suspicions. Everything about the incident seemed odd. Why was the only person left alive a young boy with newfound talent for divine magic? Why did nobody send to Canabres for help, even though the agony spanned many hours? We found the demons dead, with their heads cut off. When we got to the estate, how were they defeated? How did the disease kill even the paladins present in the estate, who are said to be immune to any disease? If the demons had found a way to penetrate the Holy Warrior's defences, why has this never been repeated since the tragedy at Heaven's Edge? You are the only person who can help me here, Commander, because the only living witness of those events is currently serving in your army. Your army's route will take you near the very site of the tragedy. Heaven's Edge has been abandoned and sealed with potent magic throughout all these years, and only the Count has the power to break the seal. He is unlikely to invite an Inquisitor inside. In any case, he won't like me sniffling around his family seat. But if you as his commander express you wish to visit the estate, he will be obliged to fulfill it. I will simply follow you as one of your attendants. There are 100 ways, 1,000 paths, and myriad loopholes in human lives that let the force of evil can use to their advantage. I am not sure which of these led to the demon to the gates of Heaven's Edge, but I do know it wasn't a simple raid, the kind crusaders face every day. That incident involved a significantly more powerful entity, and that is why I am asking for your help. We cannot be sure that such a tragedy will not happen again until we uncover the truth. Fine, I'll help you. I don't need any more questions. Leota bows his head to you with exceptional reverence. Thank you, Commander. And now I ask you to speak to Count and tell him that you will see Heaven's Edge. Please do not inform him of my presence right away. I will join your escort when it is time to travel to the estate. When we get there, I will also require your help during the investigation. You will have to follow me, observing my actions as an independent witness. If you've any other questions, please feel free to ask me. Time to go. And yeah, I'll be watching you after what I saw your friend Hull Run do. You guys can be useful, but you can also be problems.
I'm very pleased to meet you. Thank you for taking the time to talk to me.
Oh.
It's a pity I wasn't there at the Grey Garrison to witness your feats of strength with my own eyes. The flash, however, could be seen miles and miles away. Some people were frightened of it, thinking that the demons had blown up the remains of the keep. I, for one, knew immediately that it was a good sign. The light above the city showed us that there was still hope.
Who are you, and how could you possibly have used my army?
My name is Sozio Vanek. I am a cleric of Shaylin,
Then
the
you heal,
eternal
that's good.
rose and the goddess of beauty. Yes, I know that many people would consider me useless in a war. This is not a usual war, though. Just consider our enemy. The Abyss and his demons are the very embodiment of everything evil and ugly in the world. Perhaps a disciple of kindness and beauty might come in handy. I have no doubt that we will win this war, Commander. We just have to. It is our destiny. My role is to help you, and all those standing by your side in this struggle, to survive and flourish. Everyone deserves the chance to find peace and happiness in the world that they are defending so selflessly.
What are you painting? Cleric's eyes linger mournfully on the canvas. The unfinished painting depicts a temple crowned with a rainbow-tailed bird, the symbol of Shellin. 5 people dressed in robes stand before the temple. Men and women, young and old. They all gaze back at you with radiant happiness and join their serene eyes.
My brothers and sisters in faith. They sent me for help, and then they saved my life, Commander. If the Prioress hadn't ordered me to escape the city and seek help, I would have died right along with them. Instead, I met Queen Galfrey on my way to Nerosian, and hurriedly returned to Canabris, only to find my friends dead. on the steps of our desecrated temple. I want to draw them the way they live on in my memory. Wise, beautiful, and loyal to their goddess and their city to the very end.
They fulfill their duty honorably, it sounds like.
They did more than their duty. They gave everything they had to save others. Now it's my duty to make sure my friends and tutors did not die in vain. I will honor their sacrifice by making this world a bit more beautiful and kind.
What made an artist enlist in the army?
Perhaps I am a true artist, or simply an amateur who defaces canvases in my spare time. My goddess is a patron of art, so painting is part of my prayer, and I put all my heart into my pieces. But I am a cleric above all else, so I must also tend to others. I went to war because here's where I'm most needed. Sure, I could be painting idyllic landscapes and offering empty prayers to my goddess, but that won't stop people from dying. My goddess has no tolerance for false piety.
You want to discuss something with me, right?
Yes, I have a personal request. Before we undertake our journey and leave Canabris behind, I would like to visit Martyr Zacharias' cemetery for a funeral. It's not far from here, and it's important.
Honoring the
I would
dead
like
is
to pay my
important.
respects to my friends from the Temple of Shaylin who died defending the city. Also, if it's not too much trouble, I would like you to come with me to honor their memory.
No problem.
Their friends and family will be at the funeral, and perhaps the commander's personal presence will bring them comfort. I know that you are burdened by many cares right now, so I understand if you can't find the time. But if you could, I would be sincerely grateful.
Oh, it was nice meeting you. I have to go, but we'll go there.
You must be rather busy indeed. Leading a crusade all by yourself is no joke. I still believe that you are up to the task. This war has been raging for 100 years, but you've given us a chance at victory.
There you are, my friends. Cutie. There you are. I'd love to visit Heaven's Edge and see our Arendelle estate someday. Oh, I was just about to mention it myself. I've been thinking. Now that I'm in the middle of this whole crusade nonsense, I simply must devise new ways to have fun. With all the recent commotion, my birthday completely slipped my mind. What if we were to celebrate it at Heaven's Edge? Not far from here, and you'll get to enjoy a banquet in a bona fide haunted house. Dennis seems to have trouble getting the words out, which clearly indicates how rarely he has to ask for anything. Since you're my superior, and I'm your advisor, I am obliged to ask you for permission to leave for the festivities, and I want to invite you too. I'm sure the commander can free up an afternoon while the soldiers are on leave. Yeah, sounds good, Darren. Perfect. You'll have a ball, I'll make sure of it. Something strange flickers in Darren's smile. So how do you like your role as my new advisor, by the way? Darren winces. You also like poking me with that stick, don't you? Imagine it, me, a crusader. My dearest cousin up to teach me a lesson. She managed it perfectly. An assignment I couldn't avoid without losing face. This idiotic journey leading straight to the demon's maws. I could have been on a pleasure boat right now, with the loveliest songstress in Pitax on my arms. A bottle of finest curing wine to keep us company. Incidentally, I blame you for all this. Darren lets out a sigh. Well, actually, I think Cousin Galfrey is to blame for everything that's happened to me. And I suppose some of my misdeeds could be considered my own fault. But I can hardly be expected to take responsibility, can I? Certainly not. Therefore, I shall lay all the blame at your door. Plot my revenge. He gives you an innocent smile. Alright, I should go. Now, let's sell the junk that we just picked up. I saw you talking to the girl hiding her face. Who was that and what did she want? I don't know, Commander. She never introduced herself. But I bet she's not part of our army. I know all our soldiers by name and sight. Wilter frowns gloomily, his cordiality gone in an instant. He was looking for some elf volunteer. Wanted to know which tent he was sleeping in. First I thought she was a messenger from Mendev. Definitely wasn't one of us. But now I see it all looks mighty shifty. The quartermaster eyes you with concern. You were some sort of spy then? You fool! You didn't even check who she was. Your supply would do any wine shop proud. Does a crusade really need this much alcohol? Wilson smiles shyly. Don't think I'm trying to encourage drunkenness among our crusader. All in good fun, a way to blow some steam. When soldiers can gather by the fire and raise a cup to honor both the living and the dead, reminds them that life goes on. But those who drink to excess or to the detriment of their duties won't get a drop from me. There is no sight more depressing than a drunkard. Tell me what you have. Not going to keep that. Not going to keep that. I think I'm going to recruit someone. And I think I might give them hammers. Right. Now, if I want to recruit someone, I need to talk to you, Highlord. Well, the title of Commander Cannabis still stands thanks to you. You'll have to be doubly on your guard, Your Eminence. Place a target on your back. And there are assassins about. Even a high-ranking crusader would bring a demon far more prestige than killing a common soldier. Not long ago, I stymied a few of the Spinner of Nightmares attempts on the lives of influential crusaders. So I know what I'm talking about. Tell me about your confrontation, then. It's a long story, telling you everything would take 2 days. Which part do you want to know? Oh, you've already told me all this, have you? Okay, that's fine. I need brave and experienced fighters. 18,000, it's expensive, but we'll do it. Now, I want them to be a small race. I don't know if dwarves are counted as small or not. Let me just check that. Medium, okay. So not a dwarf. Heal two. We're going to be a cavalier. For all the change it makes, it's not a lot. You're going to be a beast rider. Basically, you get a different beast. You're a gnome. You know what? I've got to take a break anyway, and this is where I'm going to end when I've recruited her. So I'm going to do that off screen. I'll show you next time. Bye now.